Hello, everyone. This is Brother Benson, and I'm joined this evening with my brother Makobura. Makobura Barigani.
Good evening. I'm doing good. Nashukuru. Sioni mabaya.
Mhm.
Mambo iko shwari.
Mambo iko shwari. I know you're a Manchester United fan. You're a supporter of Manchester United, but this is what happened yesterday when Arsenal were playing against, is it West Ham or what? I'm not a follower. And there was this controversial goal that was disallowed, and quite a number of people feel that this is like giving Arsenal the the champion, because they were supposed to draw 1-1, and since that was disallowed, so this one has at least kind of like making them edge towards being crowned the champions of Premier League. Do you agree with that as a Manchester United supporter, or that was a foul?
Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much. I think to me, I can say Arsenal did secure a dramatic. It was indeed a dramatic win over West Ham yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, this goes to thanks to Leonardo. Leonardo's 83rd minute strike,
Mm.
while of course he saw a stoppage time equalizer um, for that player called for the is it called the Amaz.
Mm-hmm.
It was controversially ruled out by the VAR
Mm-hmm.
after the people had even celebrated. So the victory keeps Arsenal 5 points clear at the top of the Premier League
But
with just
Manchester has one game in hand. Manchester have not played another game.
yeah, they still have a game, yeah.
Mm.
So what I can say is that uh, the minute before the goal, we saw the player. It's called Raya, if I'm not wrong.
Mm.
He's called no. That's the goalkeeper. Denied. That the other one is called Fernandez. Yeah,
Mm.
I'm not so conversant with their names,
Yep.
but what we saw generally, it was people are crying left, right, and center. But in football is like politics.
Mm.
Sometimes, if you have when you're connected and you have some few powers here and there,
Mm.
automatically at the last minute you'll be handed victory. And that, to me, I can compare it to what we saw in the Republic of Kenya in in
No.
20.
I know.
I
Can you?
like I'm saying,
Uh,
politics and football game,
mhm.
they almost go hand in hand. Look
How?
at if you watch the game well,
Mm. Mm.
according to you, just give us your own opinion.
To
Do
me,
you think it was being genuine and truthful enough, handing that victory to Arsenal?
yeah, it
Your
was
typical opinion.
because there are. I think like because there are so many parameters that are put in place, especially to determine um, if there's any foul play. But like this one, you go with the VAR, and I think like these referees are trained. So by them awarding that to Arsenal, I think it was in order because they feel everybody felt that okay, it was a foul because if you, I'm not well conversant with the name of the other guy, but like when you saw what happened to the goalkeeper, he was like his arm was just at the goalkeeper's hand while he was going to get that ball. So I know as a Manchester United fan, you will not agree with that, but like this is what is it. Arsenal won square and fair.
I'm having a divergent opinion, and let me just give a simple analysis of what I saw yesterday.
Uh, yeah.
The key moments on what I can talk about there is Leonardo.
Mm.
He did score.
Yeah.
He scored that goal at the 83rd minute
Mm-hmm.
after Arsenal had struggled to break down the West Ham defense. Remember,
Mm-hmm.
the West Ham team, they have put a very big defensive team to an
Yeah.
extent that it was becoming difficult for Arsenal to move forward.
Mm.
But the drama that I saw there was, West Ham also, they thought that they had equalized
Yeah.
in the stoppage time.
Mm.
But when this VAR thing came and it ruled that the goal, the goal out, the goal out for a fall on the goalkeeper, that
Mm-hmm.
the goalkeeper, I think, is the one called Raya, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah.
So to me, I can say that there was a tactic here.
Mm.
Of course, we saw Arsenal dominated the possession, but they lacked sharp finishing until late late on.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, West Ham, they did good in terms of they were fully aware of what Arsenal is, and they were also aware of the possibilities that would have arose
Mm-hmm.
when they did not put a very tense defense.
Mm.
But the problem, they relied on the counter attack
Mm-hmm.
and the set piece, which sometimes it does not play so well, especially when when you are when it's a do die
Yeah. All right.
kind of thing. So I can simply say that the VAR saved Arsenal's titles or hopes. I can also say that the other question that people are asking is, was it justice for the West Ham team? It was really a fall.
Mm-hmm.
But again, that is something they can pick up next time and possibly step up and fight when they want to fight their way out. But me, as a Manchester fan,
Mm.
I can say it is okay. We shall get there at the right time.
Okay, but like there are also people that tend to say that as a Manchester United fan, you're just jealous of Arsenal, that they might carry the trophy of the Premier League. So the commentators and those who are questioning the referee for the disallowing the goal are people who are driven by emotions. Mm. Or you don't buy that.
You know, Arsenal is one team that is, more of their supporters and the people who are always out na wanajua kuongea mingi. So me as a as a fan, I can
Mm.
simply say that Arsenal scrapped in that entire. I mean, in that entire um, football that happened yesterday. I can say that Arsenal scrapped through, or they managed
Mm.
at the last minute through the goal that came from Trossard.
Mm.
But let's be honest, it wasn't convincing. That is the truth of the matter.
Okay.
They needed VAR to bail them out at the
But
time that things were tough.
VAR
If
has
it were not that VAR,
uh,
that probably they might have, for VAR to be given, I mean, those referees, it is always a consultation, and most of them, they have to put
mm,
their views together. So
mm,
probably some of them thought that it is good for them. So me, if you ask me, if Manchester United were in that position, the headline would be about luck, not resilience.
okay. All right.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Marco Bura. Let me take this opportunity to say hi to Brenda and June Wesley, together with Kwach Moto Kubwa on Facebook. Asanteni sana. Marco Bura, there's a discussion that is going on, especially the wrangles in ODM. I think like ODM has been in the news for the longest time, ever since the death of the Right Honorable Prime Minister Raila Amolo Odinga. And it seems that there is internal wrangle within the party, and there are also those who believe that there is also a coup, a silent coup that is taking place within the party, especially when it comes to the leadership of ODM. Remember the other week or some few days ago, the uh, ODM members, that is the members of who are elected, the NEC, and all the organs of the party were in Mombasa, and they went to discuss on how to build the party or to strengthen the party, and they came up with a resolution on what they are going to do. And at some point, there was a discussion that was they had what we called without camera in the rooms, so that they would discuss as a party. But like from what is going on, much maybe has not been enacted, or much is not working, because there's a video that surfaced, especially after CS Mbadi, especially arrogantly, going after Ruth Odinga. And and there's some words that Mbadi said, and people felt, or the people were feeling that what is happening, that Mbadi is accurate on what he's saying, especially when you look at the party. And also people felt that, okay, if we went for the meeting and we had to iron out our issues, then why then should we um, have such like remarks, especially um, for coming from a CS? And remember, Mbadi is a CS who is not allowed to be participate in politics, but he still claims he's a member of ODM. And among other things that Mbadi said, maybe just to remind you, which angered Ruth Odinga. One of it was, Baba is no more. This is the post-Raila era. We must be candid. We must be forthright, and we must chart our way forward. You cannot keep holding us back by saying Baba said this, Baba said. Baba did not say this. Where is Baba now to give us evidence of whether he said or he did not say? So, and now Mbadi is asking for evidence about Baba. And remember, Mbadi is the same person who also had a dream of what Baba told him. Remember, when he was in Uriri constituency at some point, he talked about how he's been dreaming about Baba. So that is also something that um, uh, Ruth Odinga it did not go well with Ruth Odinga, and that Ruth also came back to question Mbadi. Another thing that also in that statement again, what Mbadi said that did not go well, especially Ruth did not like, about you cannot dictate. Some people want to hold us because they are. Let me get the correct wordings so that we know what we are speaking about. This is what Mbadi say, I quote, ODM does not belong to a family. We cannot have a situation where someone thinks that because she is the sister of the party leader, leader, she can order us around. We supported ODM because Baba was a solid leader. We must now manage the transition. Baba is no more. That is the post-Raila era. We must be candid, forthright, and move forward. And among other things that Mbadi was talking about, based on the stand that I think Ruth has taken against Edwin Sifuna, because Ruth felt like Sifuna, what is happening is not the right way that it should be done. But now we are seeing Mbadi coming out, especially in the meetings, and speaking solidly, and people feel that he was also very arrogant to Ruth Odinga, talking about the political parties that Raila is no more, so like we have to think otherwise. Maybe on your opinion, do you think Mbadi was right in his statement, especially on the comment that he made, especially when they had that meeting? And if he felt maybe there's a way in Ruth in which Ruth is not doing what is right, what was so much impossible out of Mbadi to just engage with Ruth privately, and how is this one affecting the party?
Okay, thank you so much. First, I think we should follow the Constitution of the Republic of Kenya.
Mm-hmm.
It is clear and it gives a good clarification on how the cabinet secretaries are supposed to carry themselves
Yeah.
or to operate.
Mm-hmm.
So, first, I want us to agree that it is true and following the Constitution, John Mbadi is going against the Constitution of the Republic of Kenya by getting himself involved in the politics of the Republic of Kenya, because the Constitution speaks clearly that as a cabinet secretary, they're not supposed to participate, they're not supposed to be part of, but instead, they should be assisting the president in implementing his
Yeah.
views. They're not supposed to even campaign for the president himself within that particular party that the president has. What they're supposed to do is simply speak about the things that the government are doing in a manner or in a way that it is not promoting a specific political party, because the Republic of Kenya acknowledges the fact that people might come from different political parties,
Mm-hmm.
but they will still elect a president who is not probably from their their regions or political party. So in a situation where every Kenyan wants to find himself or to enjoy the fact that the presidency is for all, then even the cabinet secretaries are not supposed to preach the gospel of the ruling party.
Mm-hmm.
That is what the constitution speaks about. And I want to also put it clear that a cabinet secretary, most of the ones that were picked from ODM,
Mm-hmm.
as much as they were the top leaders of ODM party, they
Yeah.
are supposed to know that they are no longer holding the positions that they were holding within the party. They are no longer part.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they might be members of the ODM, but they are not supposed to have the vigor and all that power or all those political language that they used to have while they were within the political party. So
Mm-hmm.
what I'm seeing is most of the so-called experts from ODM, we are seeing them behaving as if they're still within ODM and they're still members of ODM. They're giving direction, calling out leaders, calling out members, and this is contrary to what the Constitution of Kenya says. They are not supposed to be doing that. Today, since the death of Raila Amolo Odinga, it is like they've been permitted by the president that they should move around and build back the ODM. They are actually forgetting the fact that they've been given a chance in different dockets,
Mm-hmm.
something that they are supposed to be doing for the people of Kenya.
Mm-hmm.
When you see them speaking, they're speaking as if they were sent by ODM and they are actually responsible or um, supposed to be giving their views or representing ODM within that particular government, something that is affecting the
Mm-hmm.
productivity, something that is affecting even how they're performing their duties. So
Mm-hmm.
to me, Badi coming out to criticize the people within ODM is not
Mm-hmm.
supposed to do that. It is contrary to the Constitution of the Republic of Kenya. It is against the law.
Mm-hmm.
And him again, I can tell you for a fact that majority
Mm-hmm.
of the conflicts that ODM is having, the
Mm-hmm.
divergent opinion, the consistent fights, they are
Yeah.
caused by these particular leaders who are given opportunity from ODM who went to the government.
Mm-hmm.
They are forcing the entire ODM people that they have no alternative. The
Mm-hmm.
only alternative they have is they have to they have no any other way. They have to support the government by force, by fire. If it is not the government, then whoever is not going to do so should then leave the party. That is not right, because ODM has always stood for democracy. It has always allowed people having different or divergent opinion to thrive.
Mm-hmm.
And that is why it took long to exist or to even have presence in the Republic of Kenya. Today, when you see these cabinet secretaries, they're even making the party look like it is a regional or a Luo political party. From
Mm,
their comments, look at, Mbadi pretends that he's speaking for the entire nation about
mhm,
the supporters of ODM, but
mhm,
from his remarks, you can clearly tell that he is against
mhm.
those people who are having a divergent opinion. And if you're having a divergent opinion, you are an enemy to them. Reason being, they're in government and you want to remove them, or possibly they are fearful of the fact that if you are against the government, they are not going to get the opportunity that they are currently enjoying.
Enjoying.
Something that, if you ask me, they have not performed anything positive that can warrant or can give the people a good reason to continue supporting
Okay.
their.
Yeah, thank you so much, Makubura. As we are still having discussion today, Dr. Oburu Odinga, that is the party leader of ODM, Simbarati Oparanya, and I think governor for Kakamega, today they hold a stake meeting, especially in Kakamega, and I think like it's a meeting that is trying to build actually to solidify or to try to find a way of how to manage the wrangles and misunderstanding that is between the ODM party. But now let's come back and see and look at it, because like if you look at it critically, we've seen quite a number of moves, especially by Mbadi. The other day he was in Nairobi. Jalango told him, okay, now come, leave about the Oma Bay politics and come to Pange Siasa ya Nairobi, where he was collecting money. They also, we saw Mbadi was installed as the king some weeks ago, especially I think it was in some, if not Machakos, it is in Nairobi. And this one were raising some question, especially in terms of the leadership of ODM, because there are quarters that feel that Oburu Odinga is cannot manage, bearing in mind that the age and the health issues, especially with being the chair or the leader of ODM, it requires that you will be traveling back and forth, and you should be holding rallies, especially. But that one, they feel that Oburu cannot do that, and now Mbadi is coming in as somebody who wants to bring that energy in the party. Do you think this is working for ODM, especially those who are allied to the government or those who are in broad-based government, or this one is working against it?
To me, if you ask me, the consistent disagreement, the consistent back and forth, the bad language or the bad uh, threats that we are seeing, most of from these close allies of the president, it is
Mm,
no, and them speaking against certain leaders or having a divergent opinion, it is not a positivity thing to the government. But instead, I can tell you, the
mm,
kiburi that we are seeing in these particular members, it is not solving or giving the president votes.
mhm,
But what we are seeing is many people are leaving from that, from that particular thought of maybe supporting the president. Let me tell you, for example,
mhm,
they are supporters of Raila Amolo Odinga,
mhm,
supporters of Ruth Odinga, they are supporters of Edwin Sifuna, they are supporters of those people having a divergent opinion. If you come out and then you start threatening or giving alternative, speaking in a way that John Buddy was speaking, do you think you are you are inviting them back? Do you think you're inviting them back? Do you think you're giving them a language that will make them feel that they are part of it, or you are sending them away? To me, they're being sent away na anaribu kura mingi. That is what I can say, because uh people, these are Kenyans. They have been in this republic. They ought to be seeing changes, positive changes within the economy,
yeah,
positive changes within their lives, but they're not seeing that. So how do you even convince them that things are good if they're being threatened by force that they have to support the
mm,
president, whether they like it or not?
mm. Okay.
So to me, I can say that it is sending those people who might be having that mentality of re-electing the president.
If you look at ODM carefully and you find that the majority or the larger percentage of Wrangles, those who are back having back and forth, they ask those questions, especially the members of the Luo community. And sometimes it makes the look like ODM is more or less of the Luo party because, like, most of the wrangles, when you look at what happened to James Orengo when he went to for burial in Kisumu, the goons that came and made him not to even like to have his speech during that day. You compare that with what happened, especially in Nairobi, when Simbarati and the Kisii leaders, went to condole with Onyonka. It gives you different pictures, of those two scenarios. How does this one, especially what is happening in ODM, affect, or how does it build the party and the leadership, especially in the Luo Nyanza region? Makobura, if you can. Oh, Makobura, you left. All right, thank you so much. As I
I'm
wait.
here.
Oh, okay.
I'm saying,
Mhm,
you cannot say what we are seeing, and especially from the leaders. I think, me, if you ask me, there's a lot of kiburi amongst these leaders who are given an opportunity
mhm,
to serve in government. If you see, or if you look at John Mbadi, if you look at Opia Wandai,
mhm,
these leaders, the biggest thing they're supposed to be doing is partly first ensuring that they deliver for the people, so that
mhm.
the people within the ground would feel that truly this government has done something through our people or through
Okay.
our boys.
Mhm,
But the truth of the matter is, it is not being felt on the ground. So what
mhm,
is happening here is that there is a lot of resistance amongst the leaders on the ground. So
mhm.
this resistance, these two leaders or these leaders do not want to accept that there is that resistance.
Yeah.
Instead, they are coming down to force the people that, you know what, we are planning to do this, you know what, the president did this, and so we have to.
Yeah.
And if you're having an alternative view, they think that they have all the powers and everything, so they can just dictate to you on what they want you to do. So this
Mhm,
is where they're messing.
mhm.
If they were leaders who want to listen to the people,
Yeah.
they can listen first to the people and then try implement the few. It is not that they have to do everything. But the issue here is they are forcing the people and they're even lying to the people. If you ask me, I can say that they're lying because there's so many promises that the president himself has given, but most of it have not been felt on the ground.
Mhm,
Or what is happening? Well, there are projects here and there. If these projects were ongoing, they are
mhm,
running, positively changing the lives of the people are not mad. They would accept the fact that truly these things are changing our life. Truly,
mhm,
the economy is making us is affordable for us. Truly, we can afford our daily basic needs. But in an instance where they cannot do it, they cannot afford it, what are the expectations? They have to resist. And when they resist, you have to accept that they are resisting the fact that the things you're implementing are still not being felt.
mhm.
If they're not being felt and truly on the ground you're doing something, you're supposed to tell them that, well, our
Yeah.
people, we are doing this. Just
Yeah.
give us, relax, relax. And
Yes.
the people, again, when truly those things are being done, they will accept and bear with you. But in this case, you have to. If
Yeah.
you don't, you're
Mhm.
not, you are an enemy. Unatusiwa, unakuwa arrested.
Mm.
That is where they're messing.
Okay. This is what Ruth said to Mbadi, especially in 1982, following the abortive coup. There was a serious government crackdown on anyone with Odinga's name. I, Ruth Odinga, was not spared. I went to the exile to Uganda, then to Tanzania, Zimbabwe, later Norway. Where was the entitlement? John Mbadi has seen life in exile in movies. So this is what is happening, and when Ruth talked about that, and this is what I was talking and I was alluding earlier, especially with the ODM, especially because both of them. They are ODM, and we know that ODM have wrangles. If they have differences, especially between them, um, um, especially, why should we bring everything into the internet? And that one convinces people that ODM is in its final right, because even if what Mbadi said, Makobura, even you know that I'm not supporting, because like we also have to look at, was Mbadi right when he said that there is no entitlement? If you feel like this party belong to your brother, you cannot order everybody around. But like if Mbadi say that Baba is no more, this is post Raila, we must be candid, we must be forthright, and we must chart our way forward. You cannot keep holding us back by saying Baba said this, Baba said that. I read it earlier. And this
Brother Ben,
that's where Ruth Odinga is actually was arguing and say that how is it? But if you go back, especially in ODM,
the issue here is
yeah,
my own perspective or my own view.
mm-hmm,
Mbadi is in government. He's a cabinet secretary. He's not defending any political seat.
mm-hmm,
Ruth Odinga is currently still a politician who is supposed to be defending a seat or probably making a next move of either going for senatorial or going for the governor seat.
yeah,
The truth of the matter is the ground has to accept you. The ground, you
mm-hmm,
have to listen to the ground. So from the analysis of what is going on, the ground is not okay with the government. The
mm-hmm,
ground is not feeling, just like I've told you, the ground is not feeling what the positive impact of the things that the government has done.
mm-hmm,
So the likes of Ruth Odinga and the others, they have sensed, and them they are simply trying to protect uh, their political future plans, and that is why you are seeing them making a move. The ground is unsettled. The people are unsettled. You cannot know whether they are on the side of government or they
yeah,
are on the other side.
yeah,
So what is happening here is that probably Ruth Odinga has gone to the ground in Kisumu, and majority of people probably are saying that this government is not doing positive things to us.
mm-hmm,
So she has to test. She has to, have a political stand. Or if she has not made one, then
yeah,
she has to be seen like she's in a neutral place.
mm-hmm,
Because the wave that is coming, we are headed towards 2027. Whichever, let me tell you, by next year,
mm-hmm,
May, you would be able to know that this political party is going to survive in Nyanza, this political party is not going to survive. So they are not yet there. So that is why you're seeing this kind of moves where people are trying to give the opinion. The likes of Ruth Odinga are trying to have a stand. The stand is simply not easy for them to take because they're not fully assured of what the ground is saying. But as things are currently looking, the young people are not in support of the government. And that is why there's that consistent fight
do
amongst the people on the ground and the people on the, I mean, having or in these big positions like the cabinet secretary positions.
So let's come to ODM, because like there might be that discontentment, especially between the population and their government. But this is something that is within the party, and we are seeing this wrangles, especially going after Ruth Odinga. And Ruth Odinga is she has made her stand clear and say that I'm not neither on a Linda Mwananchi or Linda ground, but I'm looking forward to see a united ODM. And from the way Mbadi speaks, does it mean that there's some wall that maybe Ruth is trying to put for Mbadi, especially not to make him
Politically,
what he wants?
you've
Yeah.
seen John Badi also wants to inherit. He has shown that interest.
Mm.
He wants to inherit or possibly become the kingpin of Luo region.
But he's a
Something
super.
that
Buddy, the other day when he was being given the ministerial post, the CS post, he said that he's a Suba. He did not say that he's a Luo. He said that he's a Suba.
He is,
Mm,
but if you read the politics of the Republic of Kenya and Luo, I mean of Nyanza region,
mm,
Mbadi wants to take over from Raila Amolo Odinga. That
mm,
is why partly all this attention that he's seeking
yeah.
is doing so as a way of simply being acknowledged.
Mm,
So he knows very well and he understands that the Odinga family still has the biggest political influence. And
mhm,
the likes of Ruth Odinga, still, of course, by the name of Odinga, they have some power.
mm,
But again, Mbadi knows and understands that this at this particular moment,
mhm,
uh, when people are still confused, you can speak hail, you can speak positively or negatively, and
yeah.
nobody will take you positive because
Mhm,
there's a lot of confusion within that particular region. So that
mhm,
is why you are seeing him coming out to, kind of give comments which are against the Odinga, and
mm,
it's normal to him, and he will, of course, get that cheer.
mm,
But when the truth of the matter then starts, or
yeah.
when serious things and then started, I mean, we start looking at the serious political issues,
Mhm,
then you will see that his comments are irrelevant and might even make him irrelevant in the political field. So just like I've said,
mm,
Mbadi wants to defend. He knows very well that the position he holds is one of the most lucrative.
yeah.
Being cabinet secretary is some few steps from being a deputy president or a president of the Republic of Kenya. So
Mm,
anybody who wants to bring him back,
mhm,
to make him go back and
mm,
vie for his position in I mean for an MP position in Suba,
mm,
he will fight it. That is why you're seeing Opia Wandai on the other side. He's
mm,
not entertaining nonsense or anybody who is trying to speak ill about the government.
yeah.
That is why Oparanya is also walking the other side, trying to, the other day alikuwa anasema tunapata ground ni ngumu.
We are coming to
You're
that.
making it, you're making it tough. The reason why he's saying that is because he knows the position he's holding is few meters to the top position. Look at Joho. Joe today is singing the song of William Samoei Ruto. Reason being, he knows and he understands that being in that position, it
Mm,
comes with a lot. That is why they're, fighting and using all the mechanism and the powers they have to ensure that they remain in those positions and that the people
mm.
also give or walks the way that they are trying to, sing the song that they are trying to sing.
Okay.
Whether they are being whether their lives are positively being changed or not, they don't care.
Mm, they don't care. All right. Now, for quite some time, you've spoken about Oparanya. We'll come to that. And let's go to Kakamega. We've seen this misunderstanding between the governor for Kakamega, that is Fernandes Baraza, and CS for cooperative, that is Oparanya. And today, the party leader of ODM had a very high profile stake meeting in Kakamega, bringing in the leaders, especially elected leaders in Kakamega. Definitely, it is to support the President William Ruto second bid, and also to strengthen the ODM. At the same, and this come just a few days or a few hours after Oparanya admitted that it is not very easy, especially to sell the president, being one. Time is almost over, but we are seeing all this sending away of some political members out of the party. And now they are having a meeting for, especially in Western Kenya, Oburu Odinga being in place. Do you think this one is going to at least bring in or strengthen the party, or not? When now they come in Kakamega, especially between him and Fernandez and the 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 population that usually love ODM in Western Kenya, especially in Kakamega, or people have left.
If Edwin Sifuna decides, or if he's given an opportunity to serve or to vie as a deputy president of the Republic of Kenya or as a president,
Mm,
then I can tell you that 85% of Western will vote for Edwin Sifuna.
Mm.
That you can take to the bank.
Mm.
Number two,
Mm.
if Edwin Sifuna is not seen within either the president or the deputy position,
Mm.
then there's a probability that still William Samoei Ruto will get some votes in Western, but not. I
Mm.
can't even say. I can't even say half, because to me, if you ask me, I will say that
Mm.
majority of supporters of William, I mean Raila Amolo Odinga, majority of them left
Mm.
this other side.
Mm.
They followed Edwin Sifuna. Majority, if you ask me, majority of them followed. So there's a probability still that William Samoei Ruto, as he is going to seek his presidential election, he's still not going to get that particular huge support from the people of Western Province.
Mm. And
Majority of that support has been inherited by
Mhm.
Edwin Sifuna. So that,
Mm.
of course, would depend with how Edwin Sifuna is going to play his game.
Okay, and do you think this meeting is a way of how to tame the influence of Edwin Sifuna, or it might be a meeting to try to bring back Edwin Sifuna to the party? Uh,
It to me, the likes of Edwin and the Linda Monenchi team, they're not coming back to ODM unless
mm,
they're given ODM. That
mm,
is one of the things that we have to accept,
yeah.
and we have to move on.
Mm.
They're not coming back unless they're given ODM. They remain ODM, and
Oh,
then the Linda Ground team decides to go somewhere else.
all right.
But they are gone. The
Okay.
only thing they can do is to try tame him. Taming
Mhm.
him might slightly give them some advantage, but as things stand,
Mhm.
that's already is a bus that has moved, a bus that has gone.
Mm.
Mm.
Okay. Okay. Thank you so much. There quite a lot that is going on. Let's come to Ol Kalou. And it was quite much interesting to see how political unfolds, especially with the nomination, whereby we saw lower turnout, especially on um, UDA when they are having their nomination, and at least higher turnout when when the DCP are having their turnout. And what picture that this one paint to you, especially when you see how the turnout was in both two primaries?
This is what I can say.
Mm.
Um, the total who turned out for UDA were approximately around 3,000 and something, if I'm
No,
not wrong.
it was 1,000 and 1,116, if I'm not wrong. That was the exact number, or something around that there.
And then for DCP were more than 10,000,
Yeah.
if I'm not wrong. Yeah.
Mm.
I think to me, that tells you that the turnout for UDA,
Mhm.
people do not care. In that particular Ol Kalou, people do not care about the UDA. Remember, UDA was one of those political parties that
Mhm.
had serious investment in the Mount
Mhm.
Kenya region to an extent that they kicked out Jubilee.
Mhm.
Jubilee, which was, of course,
Mhm.
born and brought in the
Mhm.
Mount Kenya region.
Yeah.
So currently, it is as clear as what we are seeing that it is no longer accepted. It is no longer a party for the people of Mount Kenya. What we are seeing is a rejection,
Yeah.
and what we are seeing again is that there is new political party that is being embraced.
Mm. But do you agree with what the nominated Senator Veronica Maina today was saying, that the lower turnout was contributed by it being a school day? So the children or the students were in school. That's why there was a lower turnout. Can you agree with her statement?
No, no,
Yeah.
that does not make sense. The
Mm,
truth of the matter is they have to accept that
mm,
UDA is not a
Popular.
party of the Mount Kenya region,
Mm,
popular in the Mount Kenya region.
mm,
That is something that they have to accept. If there are some other moves that they need to do or to take,
mm,
then they should take it as early as now, because what is happening is that DCP is the current song that is being sung in the Mount Kenya region.
mm. And what do you have to say? Because this is what Moses Kuria said some few days ago. Then I'll read. This was in his X space. So that let me take this opportunity to congratulate the people of Olkalau and two winners, Samuel Mushina, UDA, and Kamau Godho, DCP, both of whom are incidentally my good friends. Now picture this: at 32,000 out of 71,000 registered voters turned out in both primaries. So that is 8,000 is about or 25% for UDA and 24 is 75% of DCP. In my predictive and analytical model, which I have shared, three is in the media, William Ruto will be re-elected even without a single vote from Mount Kenya. Of the tyranny of small numbers versus uh, tyranny of numbers. I can present this model again and again and anyone to poke holes. Now, if William Ruto gets 25% vote from the mountain, let's see if this improved on the 16th July on Olkalao. Winning battle is sweet, but winning the war is even more important. So from the look of things, Moses Kuria still believe, or Moses Kuria, that President William Ruto can still make it to his second term without the vote of Mount Kenya, bearing in mind that he can use the smaller numbers or the smaller tribes to um, uh, get his bid. What is your take on his analysis?
Moses Kura is a clever politician within the Mount Kenya region.
Yeah.
Moses Kuria is a politician who is close to the president. He even resigned. Me, if you ask me, I'll be as blunt as blank as this. I mean, as truthful as this.
Yeah.
He is an ally of the president. He did not leave the government. He is still within the government.
Mm-hmm.
What has happened is that he's been told to move ahead and possibly scan what is ahead.
Mm,
He's like the John
mm,
of these times
mm.
for Ruto in the Mount Kenya region.
Yeah.
So he's simply gathering, because if you look at his comments, look at ever since he left the government and he said that he is leaving and he gave his reasons which were not even making sense.
Mhm,
Look at his comments. He has always been praising the government. He has been seen even within the government official meetings. So
mm,
it's not something new. We have to accept the fact that he is speaking for UDA. He is a member of UDA. He is simply analyzing the ground on behalf
mm.
of the ruling party.
Okay. All right. All right. Thank you so much. And just to remind you on what is happening in ODM, Mbadi has really said that they are not bringing back Edwin Sifuna, and you also spoke about this. Let's go to uh, in Dikir. Mwadi Kir, where there is also a political battle between the UDA and DCP. But from what we are seeing online, it's that DCP is having a massive following, and the UDA tend to getting shaken by the DCP popularity to an extent whereby the wife of Ngeno, remember, wife of Ngeno was given a job by in one of the ICT, I don't know, by the minister for ICT, that is Kabogo. And for the last 2 days, she has gone back to campaign, especially for the UDA candidate. Uh, especially in Dekir, you know, and Arun Cheruyot and other leaders, they've tried, but like there's a resistance. What does this one tell you, especially for the DCP? If you look at the Ma community, because that is in the Narok County, you find that the DCP is kind of like expanding or is getting attraction from the people. And can ODM, especially a party that has always been voted massively, especially from Narok County, that the DCP might be taking over? What does it speak about the DCP, and what can this one also speak about a more Dikir constituency? Makobura, did you hear me?
Sorry, I thought I was you were hearing me. Kumbe was muted.
Mm.
Yes, so I was saying that what we are seeing is that the truth of the matter, UDA is finding it tough in almost every region
Yeah.
in the Republic of Kenya, and the reason being is people on the ground feels that there's nothing positive. There's high cost of living in the entire region.
Mm-hmm.
I can tell you the people of Kenya are suffering. That is why it is a little bit difficult to convince them
Mm-hmm.
that the government should be taken back to its, should be given another chance.
Mm-hmm.
It is tough for the UDA if it is not the president himself, maybe moving around with some goodies, and then maybe people welcoming him based on what he has brought. Any politician is finding it tough to convince the people. You saw it even in the Rift Valley region. You
Mm.
saw the Rift Valley leaders coming out to say that that is their son. They should support him,
But
even if he's doing nothing. Do you know why?
mhm,
It is because even the people, there's nothing. This thing, whether you are from northeastern, whether you are from southeastern,
mm.
njaa ni ile ile tu inagonga kila mahali.
Let me
So this
uh,
resistance even in the Rift Valley region, and they have started giving that resistance. So instead of these leaders doing their role, they're coming out to force the people and to even tell them that this is our son, when it is better to have power, even if he's doing nothing.
mm,
You know, such kind of remarks coming from leaders. Then what positive? If that is their community that they're speaking in that manner, what about other people? What should they then expect?
mm. But now, if you look at in a situation whereby, because I know Murkomen, I think Murkomen will be going there, and the DCP members were saying that you should not come here to talk about the cattle and everything. Is now you're coming because of the campaign. But now let's narrow down and look at what is happening with the machinery that the UDA has, and all the government. Why then should they resort to use the wife of the late Ngeno, especially to campaign for them? And what should also this wife learn? Because like in the event that she loses, how will she pick up herself, and politically? Because like sometimes you find that in politics they want to use uh, like now they're using the woman to whip the emotions of the people, so
Just
that,
like you've said it,
yeah.
it is whipping the emotions of the people.
Mm,
Trying to, this woman this was a wife,
mm,
the late Ngeno. Ngeno was one of those politicians who were loved because he performed well in his constituency.
yeah.
So they're trying to whip the emotions of the people that with the same love that you had for Ngeno,
Mm,
you can have that sympathy to the wife.
mm,
She's still bleeding, or let me say, she's still uh, mourning the wife, I mean, the husband.
mm,
So they're trying to turn that sympathy into votes. That is why they're sending this particular wife to go to the ground to partly speak to the people.
mhm,
The reason why they're doing that is because they're trying to transform that sympathy that the people had for her into votes. If truly they were genuine, they would have saved her from politics because she's still a young lady, she's still mourning. Then you want to put her into those kind of activities. She
mm,
was given a job the other day. Why can't you leave her to focus on her job? Was it given to her as a way of her giving back or campaigning for the UDA? That is the question that people are asking. Why
mm,
did they give her the job? Was
mm,
it given as a way of, if we give you this, then you are going to campaign for us? Was it a two-way traffic thing? It is wrong. I think the people even who are even telling her to get into that particular campaign, I think they're not doing good. They're not doing justice to her. They're not even respecting her
mm.
because it is even against
Yeah.
um, the traditions. Truly, if we are supposed to then follow the traditions
Mm,
in a government, well, this lady was appointed few days, a few months, or a few weeks after the death of her husband, as a
mm,
way of consoling her, and then you're now getting her back to campaign mode. It
mm,
is not right. It is not right. And DCP has known, I mean, UD has known that without that whipping of emotions of the people, it
mm.
is not easy for them to survive. So they are trying to use every means available to ensure that they regain that particular seat.
In the event, because I know the election.
Actually,
Yeah.
today I was seated somewhere with some some Masais.
Mhm.
Actually, they were coming from Narok and they were doing an analysis of what is going on in that particular region.
Yeah.
And I was surprised when they were saying that the truth of the matter is UDA is no longer loved or liked within Narok. And I
Mm,
even heard them saying that if ODM was strong enough,
mhm,
they would have taken that advantage of capturing all that particular area because UDA, according to what they were saying, has not performed. UDA has, made it tough for the people.
mm,
So majority of people are actually shifting from UDA, from ODM to DCP.
mm.
That is part of I mean the political analysis that they were doing this
Okay.
level.
But like look, let's paint this picture because I know Alfred Keter was supposed to campaign there, and there is also a report that there are quite a number of members of DCP that moved to a member of UDA that moved to DCP, and if you look at even how Joanna Ngeno, when you speak about Joanna Ngeno, especially on how he defended his community, uh, um, um, especially during cattle rusting, and even like when there was a day policeman came and like Ngeno was there brave enough to confront the police, and he was even able to lose his life, you know. And remember also when there was a meeting that was held by the senior police officers, including the DCI. I mean, all the high-ranking profile police of in the police went there, and the way the courage in which those leaders spoke. And now we are seeing this um wave whereby now the people tend to run away from the UDA and going with Rigathi Gachagua. And I was asking you, and this one seems to be like, we would say that this is a home turf of the president and he should get the support. And we are seeing this revolt in the event that he loses this um, constituency to DCP. What message, especially, is this one sending? And uh, how will it feel for Rigathi Gachagua, especially if in the event that Rigathi Gachagua wins in the Rift Valley? Makubura, did you hear me?
Oh, I don't know why I keep on forgetting that I'm supposed to be unmuting.
Mm,
Yeah, I was saying that Narok is one of those areas that, as much as it is in the Rift Valley region,
mm, mhm.
the Maasais typically, you remember some years back, the Maasais used to have some few conflicts with the Kalenjin who borders Narok.
Yeah.
And that brought the bad blood partly, and that is why even the issue of Emur, this particular constituency,
Mm.
it used to be one constituency together with the one that um, it used to be Kilgoris
Oh.
constituency
Mm.
before it was divided to Emuru, Dikir, and Kilgoris.
Mm-hmm.
So they used to have one particular member of parliament. So when it was divided, you find that majority of Kalenjins then found themselves in the Emuru Dikir constituency, while
Mm.
the Masais went to the Kilgoris.
Okay.
So, as much as it is in the Rift Valley, you find that there's a mixture of Kalenjins and Masais in
Mm.
that particular area, and that makes it a little bit difficult for them to fully associate with the Kalenjin community.
Mm. So
And that is why we've always seen that majority of the people from Narok, they have always supported ODM,
yeah.
or they've not always supported the side of the government. Remember when Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta and William Samoei Ruto took over in 2013,
Mhm.
until some few days, Raila had always had a bigger support in the Narok region, to an
Oh.
extent that he even had governors and so many members of parliament. So that tells you that Narok is one area that, depending with how the government operates or how the political leaders operate,
Right, yeah.
whether they come out with some good agenda, that would then make the people to follow them. So we wouldn't really say that it is more of a UDA
Mm-hmm.
political party.
All right.
I think that's what I can say on that.
Okay, now let's come to Nakuru. We still also have a problem here in Nakuru with Kihika, where she was escorted. I don't know the disagreement that is here, and you find that especially the leaders, especially like Kihika in Nakuru, they tend even to have rejection, especially from leaders from some quarter, like the rejection from the people from Kalenjin community. Let me just play a clip here for you so you can listen to. Mnatuandikia mamessage kutuita maumbwa mambo ya governor. So there's a issue of governors, the governor Kihika and Kalenjin, with some Kalenjin leaders based on some of the messages that are being written to them. Like there's that orderly. How this one is making UDA to become strong. Remember, last general election, especially Nakuru County, voted overwhelmingly for the UDA candidate and the presidency of President William Ruto. But now we are seeing back and forth of the leaders, those who are not agreeing with the governor. How is this one is a worrisome? And even like they were mentioning Sudi's name in the same. How is this one worrisome to the ruling party, especially if they're not having that what they say that peaceful or harmonious coexistence between the leaders and the people.
Okay, thank you. Uh, Nakuru, it has always been said, even Raila Amolo Odinga used to say that Nakuru is the bedrock of the Kenyan politics. I remember the same words came from the late um, TJ, the late Kajwang, the late senator of Omabe. He also came and said the same words that Nakuru is the bedrock of the Kenyan politics. It is where the politics of the Republic of Kenya are measured, because it is one of those areas that are dominated by people from different communities. And when you want to measure or you want to know how um, hard or how hot the politics of the Republic of Kenya is, then you get to know it within Nakuru. So Nakuru has quite a lot. It is one of those areas, just like I've said, that you'll find people from different communities having different political views. That is why you even saw that uh, an ODM leader can be elected in that particular area, So there's a lot within that particular area. But again, we have to accept the fact that it is or it lies within the Rift Valley region. And being that it lies there, there is, of course, a majority of Kikuyu community and, of course, a majority of Kalenjin community. We've always seen consistent political disagreement sometimes, but most of times we've also seen their political union within that the bigger communities that resides in that particular area. So it is normal for people from certain communities to feel neglected. It is normal for them to feel like they want to pull out or to, to support or not support. It is normal for them to come and give uh, alternatives, of which if they're not met, they are not being part of it. But the reason why this is coming out is because, remember, majority, if you get to the Mount Kenya region, majority of people are currently supporting the DCP. And that is also escalated to this other region of Nakuru. So the issue here is it could be that there is a wave of DCP. So some people are already started flowing with the DCP while others are still within UDA. So that is what is bringing the conflict here and there. But as time goes, we will get to really know where there's a specific stand within the leaders of those particular area. So it is something that time is going to tell, and time is almost there. That I think would be my take on that.
Okay, and going back to the care, we are seeing majority of UDA, especially leaders, are not campaigning in there. Maybe it's because of political. I don't know why.
You're saying you are not seeing majority of UDA leaders campaigning.
Yeah, we've not seen Oscar Sudi, we've not seen Arun Cheruiyot, and I know Murkomen, the CS for for internal security will be headed there. I think like this week, if not this week on the weekend, is going to talk about, I don't know, and people seeing that that is political move.
No, I think what is happening is probably, well, the ground. You remember very well what had happened to the
Hmm.
late member of parliament. He fought for his people,
Yeah.
and more of the accusations were labeled or were taken to the doors of the senior leaders, including Murkomen.
Mm.
Remember, he even asked if truly they are part of government and if truly they are also Kalenjins when they were going through all those, and the president was also not coming out to assist them as the head of state. Remember him making those statements. So probably the ground might not really allow these particular leaders who came maybe to criticize him
Hmm.
when he made that particular stand. But again, uh, I think they're still waiting for the final moments. Remember, when you want to fight somebody who is accepted on the ground, then you come at the last minute and you come moneyed. Probably that is the plan that they are still having. Because I
Okay.
was actually even seeing how the kind of campaigns I saw the DCP candidate is moving with a very big truck, while the UDA candidate was moving in some small truck. So it also tells you that, and people decided to leave the UDA and they started following the DCP. Such kind of things tells you that it is not going to be easy.
And yeah, even if it's not going to be easy, because like now there's this the notion that people always had towards Rigathi Gachagua, especially being tribal, and now you are seeing his political party is kind of like gaining traction in areas that are not for Mount Kenya, like talking about Emwa Dekir. What does it speak about Rigathi Gachagua, especially with this new political party and going forward for 2027? Do you see him gaining a lot of members of parliament and being one person that will be considered, especially on the table when a transaction needs to be done?
Rigathi Gachagua is a politician that is getting his popularity in majority of the regions. And part of the reason why he's doing so is because, remember, partly the kind of politics he's playing is a tactical politics. It's a politics where you attack, and that is
Mm,
the politics that Raila Amolo Odinga used to play. So you
yeah.
find that majority of those people liked or loved how Raila played his politics. Some of them have started falling or liking this particular leader.
Mm,
And that is why you are seeing him being accepted in majority of the places. But again, he's also coming out to point out the difficult things that the
mm,
people of Kenya are actually facing or going through. And he's tackling them without fear. He's tackling them without decorating. He's simply calling it a spade, but
mm,
not a spoon, you see. So that is part of the reason why he's finding that popularity.
yeah.
And he he has he has made his name.
Okay.
And any politician who really wants to get a political support, of course, would have to think about him, would have to consult him, or would have to get down with him.
All right. Okay. Thank you so much, Makobura. I think we've exhausted almost 1 hour, and I know tomorrow also we will be here to discuss about the events of the day and any other news that would be trending. Let me take this opportunity to thank you for availing yourself, and maybe if you have your last comments to our viewers.
What I can say is that let us not be whipped. Our emotions be whipped, and let those emotions then. I mean, let's not make decision by our emotions, but let us be very categorical on what we want. Let us do a typical analysis of where we've come from and where we are going or headed to. If we
Mm,
do so, we are going to make the right decisions. The decisions that we make today, most of the political decisions, they are going to affect us in the future, whether positively or negatively. So let
mm.
us be very particular on what we want. Let us be very particular on the moves that we make, because our lives and our future depends on the decision that we make today. So let us be very watchful. That would be my parting shot.
All right, thank you so much, Makobura, and thank you for everyone who was with us for the conversation for nearly an hour. We don't take it for granted. Thank you so much, and may God bless you. Still tomorrow when we'll be having another discussion. See you next time.